Hi friends, welcome back. Carmen the Star Lady here. And so for this video, I'm looking to do some tarot for you guys. Oops, my hair is sticking up there. One of the things I do, as you will know, is I do Hellenistic astrology. Not that I do it, it's part of my daily life. It's how I navigate the world. It's one of the tools that I feel I've found that helps me to navigate the world better. Another one of those tools is tarot. So I'm using my Gilded Tarot deck today. And what I wanted to do is, I've already posted the first week's astrology exploration for you, and I'll be doing the oncoming next week's, the second, the third, and the fourth weeks as well. And I've decided to kind of break them up a little bit so I can dig in a little more. But what I wanted to do for you overall for the month of September is pull some tarot, and I'm going to pull that according to zodiac signs, so Aries through Pisces. So I'll pull one card for each sign, and I'll be using the Ciro Marchetti deck to do that. And then I'm also going to use the Good Tarot deck as well for some advice for you guys. Just as, things or ideas, inspirations that you can draw upon as you navigate the month of September. And when looking at the month of September, some of the themes that we could be experiencing with the eclipses on the 7th and the 21st are endings and beginnings. And depending on where Virgo and Pisces fall within your birth chart, will speak to the area of life where these types of transformations are going to be happening for you. So that's a major thing for the month of September. So hopefully with some of the tarot that I pulled today, that you'll find that supportive and helpful. Some of the other themes that you could be experiencing over the entire month of September are some revisiting of old stories. So with Saturn retrograding back into Pisces and Uranus going retrograde and then eventually moving into Taurus in retrograde positioning. Over the next couple of months, you're going to be experiencing some of the old stories coming up, some of the themes and topics that you were experiencing over the last 2 to 8 years coming up for you. And so hopefully in exploring tarot today, this will be something that you can draw upon as support as you explore some of these narratives for yourself. And then there also is likely with some of the transits that are coming up, you could be experiencing some tensions that could be at work and projects that you're doing. It could also be in love, and there could be some deep exploration happening to bring healing in your life through this month. So why don't we get into the tarot? I'm going to just go Aries to Pisces and look at what kind of advice the tarot has for you as you explore or as you navigate the month of September. So let's take a look here. So Aries, for you, it looks like the 10 of Cups. So here we are, Aries. We've got the 10 of Cups here. And so with the month of September, what this card will be saying to you is to draw upon those foundational relationships that you have in your life. The structure of home, partners, friends, family. These resources for you will provide you the support that you need to navigate the month of September. This is a beautiful card. It talks about, it's really like the fulfillment of all our lives' wishes, like having those relationships, having a home to live in, having the sustenance to support ourselves. So drawing on those resources that you have in your life to navigate this month. And then from the Good Tarot deck, the card I got for you is the Messenger of Fire. And this one, and I'm thinking specifically about Mars square Jupiter and Sun opposing Saturn. This is about determination. This is about innovation. This is about new action and creative project. And there's fire in the traditional sense is the wands suit. This is about spirit. This is about what drives us in our life. And so drawing on those resources in home, family, relationships to help you pursue your passion project, getting things done in a determined way. So really it's about, there's a spiritual element to this as well. It's trusting that you're being led to go in the right direction and drawing on those resources that are being offered to you to help you come to a conclusion with the work that you're doing in the world. All right, on to you, Taurus. Let's pull a card for you. Let's see what, we've got the Empress, which is actually your card, Taurus, but we have it in reverse here. And this is really interesting. So the Empress in reverse is, the Empress in the upright is about fertility. It's about creativity. It's about bringing things to fruition, birthing new projects. It's about abundance. And we have it in reverse here. So this September, for this month, I would be looking at, okay, where am I feeling that there's a lack, or where am I feeling a little bit stuck in my life in regards to maybe a passion project that you want to do, or like how do I make something happen? So, and it's interesting because from the Good Tarot, we pulled the Sun card. So and the Sun card is about having everything that you need. And sharing that abundance with other people, expressing gratitude and seeing things clearly. So maybe it might be reimagining or revisiting how it is you're viewing your own life and maybe even yourself. Because you might be telling yourself a story about what it is you don't have and you actually do have it. And, you know, sometimes we get stuck in our own head and the stories we tell ourselves. And, you know, our brain has a negative bias or leaning towards a negative bias. So often the stories we tell ourselves are more negative than actually is true. So both of these cards, I would say, are saying that you have everything you need to navigate the world. But you don't see it clearly. And the Sun card, the Sun comes along to shine a light on what is true, what is actually reality. And so I would invite you to take some time through the month of September and to take a couple of steps back and actually see your life for what it is, the gifts that you do have, both internal and innate to yourself, as well as the gifts that surround you. Because the Sun card here would tell me that you have all that you need, and practicing gratitude for those things, and aligning yourself with what is true and what is real and not what is perception. Okay. So that's for you, Taurus. So we're going to move on to Gemini. So Gemini, let's see what the tarot has for you, Gemini. For the month of September, what does Gemini need to know? Let's pull a card here. All right, Gemini. The card for you is Justice. And then the Good Tarot is the Three of Water. So Gemini, for you, Justice is about getting what is due to you, whether that's good or bad. You know, justice can be seen to reward those who deserve it and also punish those who don't deserve, or who do deserve it. if that makes sense. So giving you what you deserve, whether that's a good or a bad thing. And so for you, Gemini, it might be a matter of, as you navigate the month of September, show up in an authentic way, show up in a way that is true to who you are, trusting that as you navigate the world, you will receive your just desserts, that you will get what is rightfully yours. And I mean, I'm coming at this from the perspective that I'm assuming that everyone is approaching things in a way that is honorable and good. So I'm going to assume that for you too, Gemini. Some people are, they use nefarious ways to get what they want. And so in that respect, if that's the type of person you are, hopefully justice comes to you. And if you're a person who seeks goodness and love and compassion and kindness, hopefully justice comes for you as well. So approaching the world and the month of September, all the tasks that you're being called to, all the relationships that you're being asked to show up in, to do that in a way that seeks justice, that seeks the right thing. And with it, paired with that, we have the Three of Water. So the Three of Water here is about community. In the traditional tarot, this would be the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration. So even as you're seeking justice in the world for September, Gemini, I would encourage you to do that in the context of community, in friendship, in being part of something that's larger than yourself. This is also a card of celebration. So when that justice comes to you, that you're able to celebrate, and do you invite those in your life around to celebrate that with you, and allowing that their joy that they have for you fill you up as well. All right, Gemini, so that's for you. So we're going to move on to Cancer now. All right. Oh, that card jumped up. So we have the Two of Cups, but it's in reverse. And then we have this one. This is really interesting. It's the Call, which in traditional tarot is Judgment. So looking at the Two of Cups in reverse here, often when I see a reverse card, it indicates a blockage or that things aren't going quite according to plan. And then we have this card, Call, or Judgment. So what this is saying, Cancer, is, maybe some advice for the month of September is to move into a more authentic expression of who you are. And in regards to your relationships, that you're able to maybe move beyond what is currently showing up for you. In that, what this is telling me is that maybe in the area of your relationships, that could be romantic, it could be platonic, it could be business partnerships, that there's a bit of a block happening here. And maybe losing sight to that connection you have with the other person. And that's really easy to do, right? Like we can start taking someone for granted. And I'm not saying it's just you doing this, but it could also be the other people that you are in relationship with. And so this card, the Call, would invite you to a more authentic relationship with yourself and others, as well as the divine, to move forward with purpose. And, sometimes the way we show up in relationships, we can have self-doubt. And the Call would invite you to recognize that you're enough. And so as you navigate the month of September, Cancer, the invitation for you here is to authentically show up in your relationships, to go deeper with yourself and understanding yourself, to go deeper with others, to open yourself up to experience the divine as well. In these authentic and vulnerable connections, we can find healing, and we can find strength, and we can find courage to pursue what we're being called to. So that would be the advice for you, Cancer, for the month of September. All right, on to our lovely Leos. Leo, I'm going to pull a card for you here to see what we've got. What's coming up for Leo for the month of September? Nothing jumped out there, so I'm going to cut the deck. Leo, what do we have for you? We got the Chariot. This is a card of moving forward. And it's really interesting because for the Good Tarot deck, I received the card, the Messenger of Earth. So Leo, the Chariot card is about moving forward with determination, with getting, whether it is moving away from a situation that's not helpful or moving towards a goal that you have. The Chariot is about that action. It's about moving towards the thing you're being called to, or moving away from the thing that is holding you back. And the Messenger of Earth here is about integrity. It's about perseverance. It's about determination. So this would be in the regular tarot, this would be the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about putting roots down. This is about planting seeds. This is about moving ahead with that project. So whatever it is you're facing here in September, Leo, I would invite you to do it with perseverance, to do it with dedication and determination, because the goal has been set for you, and both of those cards would indicate success with whatever you're moving towards. All right, we're going to move on now to our lovely Virgos. And this is really interesting. When I pulled the card from the Good Tarot deck for Virgos, I got the Messenger of Water, and that would be the Knight of Cups, right? Oh, Virgo, we've got the Nine of Cups for you. And we have the Knight of Cups, or the Messenger of Water. And it's really interesting, Virgo, because some of the energies that are happening this month with the eclipses are happening in your first and your seventh house. And these houses have to do with yourself and your relationships. You're going to be having Venus later in the month moving into your first house of Virgo. And so some of the themes from both of these cards are about self-love, about chivalry, a heightened emotional awareness, falling in love with yourself or self-care, some romantic attraction. And with the Nine of Cups, this is the wish fulfillment card right here, right? So this is saying that there's likely an opportunity for you to experience some wish fulfillment, some project coming to completion. And I think with the eclipses happening across your first and seventh house, some of the themes you're going to be dealing with have to do with relationships. Relationships with yourself, how it is you engage with yourself, and relationships with other, both romantic, platonic, and even family. And both of these are inviting you to go in with an open heart. They're inviting you to connect to the emotional body. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, can often be in the head a lot of the time. So the advice for you this month would be to connect with your heart, connect with the emotional body, and allow it to lead you into those experiences where maybe healing can take place for you. All right, Virgo, that's what we have for you. We're moving on to our lovely Libras. Okay, what does Libra need to know for the month of September? Libra. Okay, Libra, we've got the Eight of Cups. Ooh, interesting. So, it's, I laugh because it's so funny to me how it's like you can be kind of disconnected and like, okay, I'm gonna read some tarot, and then the phone rings and you get distracted and things happen, and yet the messages that come through are just, you're like, that's just spirit doing it, right? So I laugh because Libra, we have Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups in the tarot speaks to moving away from things that aren't serving you. So you see this guy, he's got his back to us. He's moving into the direction of the Nine of Cups, which I believe it was Cancer had the Nine of Cups. And so, seeking that which you desire, seeking your wish fulfillment. So the Eight of Cups is an indication of walking away from that which isn't working for you, right? And then we have the Seven of Earth hanging out here. And the Seven of Earth for you, Libra, is an openness to try a different way and trusting yourself that you're being guided. So I guess for you, Libra, it's looking at the month of September is like, what's not working for you? And maybe moving away from that and seeking a new way of doing things. Trying it, reframing it, reimagining how it is you can get to where you want to be. So that would be your advice, Libra, for the month of September. All right, Scorpio, on to you. Let's see what we've got for you. All right, Scorpio. How does Scorpio, or what advice do we give Scorpio for navigating? No, you're kidding me. That's really interesting. Sorry. I dropped the card, Scorpio, but this is the card for you. All right, Scorpio. Wow, this video is a bit of a shit show, isn't it? Apologize for swearing. Anyway, Scorpio, Ace of Cups and the Ace of Air. This is really interesting when we look at both of these cards. So aces traditionally in tarot indicate new beginnings. So there's something new on the horizon for you, Scorpio, during the month of September. So this card speaks to destiny. It speaks to the law of returns. It speaks to new ways of thinking. This is a new emotional beginning. So we have here mind and heart being connected in this new beginning, Scorpio. So it might be for you an invitation to let go of what was and be open to what is being offered to you. There's a transformation that is happening here. So as life shows up for you in the month of September, Scorpio, I would invite you with your dear Scorpio deep heart that's hidden away in the depths of the water to allow yourself to be open to what is being offered to you. And the transformation that's being offered to you, both in the mind body, the thinking body, as well as in the feeling body. Something new is being offered to you this month in September. And when we think about where these are happening for you, like in regards to the area of your life, we've got new beginnings and new endings with this with the eclipses, revisiting old stories. So maybe reimagining those stories. There's a thing called narrative therapy, and that's something that's used therapeutically to help people retell their own story in a way that is helpful and healing. And so maybe looking at a new beginning for you, Scorpio, in regards to what is helpful and healing and helps to open you up to these new opportunities that are being presented to you. Awesome. Wonderful. All right, Scorpio. We're done with you, and I didn't even have to shuffle, it just popped out. We have Sagittarius. So Sag, we have the Strength card. It's the card of Leo, but it's come out reversed. So, and then we also have Eight of Earth here. So this is telling me, Sagittarius, that there is maybe something that isn't quite going according to plan for you. Maybe there's a loss of confidence or something that's happened in your life where you're like, this isn't going the way it's supposed to go. And it might be discouraging. You might be doubting yourself a little bit. But both of these cards are inviting you to newness and learning a new skill. And not just maybe going to school, if that's something that you're looking at doing, but a new skill in life. Like, sometimes in relationships, we get it wrong, right? And so what's a new way I can learn of communicating? Or what's a new way of, I can learn to express my needs? Or what's a new way I could learn to let my partner know that I love them? What's a new way I can learn to communicate to my family so that I feel better understood? So from these cards, Sag, I'm thinking there's probably been some sort of like blockage or hiccup around a skill, a certain area of your life. And so the cards are indicating that why not take a beat and say, okay, what's a new way I can learn to approach this circumstance that can help me navigate it in a more healthy and productive way? All right, Sag, that's what we've got for you. Okay, now to our lovely Capricorns. What does Cap need to know for the month of September? Interesting. Okay. Sorry, it's like I get these like thoughts as the cards come out. So Cap, we've got the Three of Cups, but it's in reverse. And then we have the Hermit card. So the thoughts that I got when I saw both of these cards is that September actually might be a time, as I think about the eclipses that are happening across your 3rd and your 9th house. These are spiritual houses. The Hermit is a spiritual, a spiritual practitioner, someone who, lives in solitude in order to pursue spiritual practices. And then with the Three of Cups coming out in reverse, what this is maybe saying to me, Capricorn, is that September isn't a month where you should be socially really busy. In fact, I think there's an invitation to go deep, to do some reflection, some introspection around whatever topics are coming up for you. The eclipses across your 3rd and your 9th house would speak to this as well. And so I would encourage you, Cap, if you've got a lot of plans, maybe see about canceling some of them. If you don't have a lot of plans and you have some, don't make any more. And be intentional about spending some time with yourself, reflecting on some of the themes that are coming up for you in the month of September. So that would be my advice for you, Cap. All right, Aquarius. Let's see, what does Aquarius need to know for the month of September? Some advice, insight for Aquarius. All right. We've got the Moon and the Hierophant. So here we are. We have these two cards. This is really interesting. The Moon can speak to a lack of clarity. And the Moon, even in astrology, is spiritual. There's, she's the luminary that rules the dark time of the day. And when we think of darkness, or when I think of darkness, I think not of evil, but I think of quiet and solitude and peace. And we have the Hierophant here. So Aquarius, I'm wondering if you have been struggling a little bit with finding a sense of spiritual rootedness. So the month of September might be a time for you, similar to Capricorn, to take a step away from what it is you're doing and to dive deep into exploring spiritual practices that you could start to implement to help you feel connected to the divine. And these types of connection, these types of rituals or practices can help you navigate the world, give you a sense of rootedness and connection. And, yes, we live in matter, we live in reality, but there's also this aspect to our experience here in this realm that is not defined by rational laws, so to speak. And there's a part of us too that is spiritual or ethereal and not made of matter. And I would encourage you, and I believe the cards are saying this to you, Aquarius, to take some time out to really feel yourself connected to that other aspect of who you are as a human being, not just the material or the bodily incarnation of this life, but also the more ethereal, esoteric aspects. Feeling connected to the divine might be actually a resource for you in navigating the month of September. So I invite you to explore that, Aquarius. And then always, last but never least, is Pisces. So what does Pisces need to know for navigating the month of September? We got here. All right. And it's really interesting, Pisces. Got the Seven of Wands. Right. So, and then we have the Queen of Water. So Pisces, again, like Virgo, you're going to be having these eclipses across your 1st and 7th house. So it has to do with self, and it has to do with others and romantic others. So we have the Seven of Wands here. The Seven of Wands might speak to defensiveness. You know, what is it you're guarding against? What is it you're protecting, right? And is it yourself? Is it your emotional body, or keeping people at a distance, perhaps? So the Queen of Water is an invitation to you to experience healing through compassion, compassion for others and compassion for yourself, for self-love, for self-care. And I would say it's an invitation as well, because this is falling across your 1st and your 7th house, for allowing others in and experiencing others. Middle of the month, you're going to have Venus moving into your 7th house. So there might be conversations that are having around relationship type topics, or love type topics, if that's in family or platonic relationships. And I would say that these cards are saying, let your guard down and let people in. Experience those connections with other people as a journey towards healing, a journey towards self-care and compassion. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in for this September tarot read. I hope that you found it helpful. Again, feel free to leave me comments. I always appreciate hearing from you. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.